Hey, I'm Derek. Today, I'll be your guide through these vast One Piece product lines. Follow me as we ponder the question, should I buy it? Starting us off with something relatively affordable, we have Funko Pops. Standing in at 4 inches tall and between $12 and $15, we have Funko Pop's very own One Piece line. Now you can collect most of the Straw Hats here except for Brook, because for whatever reason he was released as a con exclusive and cost about $300 to $400, so you might want to avoid that. But you can also get other villains in the series, and they recently released a mono version of everyone that does also include Brook, so you might be able to fill out your collection that way. Next up, we have Freeny's Hidden Dissectibles from Mighty Jaxx. These are all designed by an artist named Jason Freeny, who likes to split your favorite character in half and show you the anatomy on the inside. You can collect the entire One Piece crew, and there's also 2 waves because of how popular the first one was. These are all done in blind box form, so there's a chance you might actually double up on a character you may not like so much. Maybe 2 or 3 Usops even. But there's a chance that you can get an exclusive and rare colorway, which is technically worth more. These are normally sold in sets of 12, but if you just want one box, it'll run you about $13 US. If you love the design but you wanted a larger version, they have the 8-inch XXRAY Plus line. Now, these guys will cost you about $170 each, and currently, Luffy's the only one that's out. They'll also be making a Zoro, Sanji, and a Chopper, and hopefully the rest of the crew too. Moving on to one of the longest running lines for One Piece figures, we have Brand Presto's very own World Collectible Figures, or WCFs. Now, these are relatively small and incredibly cute. They're all very chibi forms of all your One Piece characters that you love. They're about 2.5 inches to 6.5 inches for the larger characters, but don't let the $10 price tag fool you. There's over 400 to collect, so every character in every single arc, movie, and any obscure character that you can think of is here. Just don't think you can get off with buying 1 or 2. That's one of the reasons why I don't collect them, because I know I'd want to collect them all. And 400 times 10 is a big number. Some of the older ones that are more rare also can go up into the 3-digit mark, so this is a very expensive venture. Continuing with the Brand Presto dominance, we have the prize figure category. Typically, these are affordable, anywhere between $15 and $100, or even up to $200 for something incredibly rare and incredibly large. For quality, you're looking anywhere between booty and almost scale quality, so it's kind of hit or miss and really all over the place. These are normally won as prizes in crane games in Japan, or you can also get them in lottery tickets or Kuji at the convenience store. I would say that these are a sweet spot for most One Piece collectors, and it's not uncommon for their entire collections to be filled out with just these alone. Now, I'm not going to go and list off every single one of Brand Presto's prize figure lines, because I think we'd be here for days, so I'm just going to list off a few that you might find interesting. The Cube Posket line. These are super cute and adorable, and they have a massive head, big eyes, and a tiny body. They're about 5.5 inches tall, and for $20, they're okay on the value scale. This, however, is a female character only line, so do not expect any of the boys to show up here at all. For all my waifu collectors out there, check out the Glitter and Glamours line. You get all the lovely ladies of One Piece scaled up or regular size this time. You can collect them wearing some of the outfits they wore in the anime, or something more unique like wedding dresses. I personally have a Nami and a Boa from this line. Now, although they didn't wow me with their construction, paint, or sculpting quality, it's hard to really say no to a 10-inch tall figure for only $25. So it's incredibly good value for what you're paying. Following the massive 10-inch figure trend, we have the Grandista line. It's really similar to the Glitter and Glamours, but a lot of the guys are here, and it looks like the sculpt and paint is a little bit better. There's also alternate versions, so different colorways too, so the paint can kind of vary from version to version. You can expect to pay around $25 for these as well, with some of the other colorways being a little bit more expensive. I think these are going to be great to add to your main collection, or as collection filler if that's what you're into. Rounding out the prize figure lines, we have Ichiban Kuji, or the lottery ticket ones. Typically just go into a Japanese convenience store like Lawson, 7-Eleven, or Family Mart, and you pay anywhere between $5 to $10 to get a ticket. Each ticket will have a corresponding letter in there, and you win a prize. There's also something known as a last ticket prize, or a last one, that can only be unlocked by buying out the rest of the Kuji. They recently did this for a character named Yamato. Otherwise, you might just get a A or B prize that's recolored. But rest assured, these are the ones that are going to resell for a boatload of money, just because you technically had to have bought out everything beforehand. So good luck. Now, falling somewhere in the sweet spot between prize figures and scales, you have Bandai's Figuarts Zero line. The zero means zero articulation. Now, it's not that big of a deal because pretty much nothing has articulation anyway, so it's kind of redundant, but they like to point it out. They retail for anywhere between $30 and $100 for something that's much bigger, and I think they are pretty good overall. If I had to give them a scale, I would say they're anywhere between 1/10 and 1/12 scale, so not the biggest guys in the world. But their biggest strength is being able to be completed as sets. You'll be able to complete sets like the anniversary set, arc sets, or any obscure movie set as well. I would say that is a huge plus in my books. It's finally time to talk about the bread and butter of my own collection, and that is the Portrait of Pirate line from Mega House. Now, I think Mega House pretty much makes the best scale figures out there. I think they're technically the only ones who make scale figures for One Piece. You'll usually find these in 1/8 scale, but with some of the larger than life characters like Kaido, they're non-scaled. Otherwise, I think he'd be around the same size as Enel over here. So what can you expect when you're paying that premium price? I would say you get premium quality all around. Paint, sculpt, construction, packaging, the whole 9 yards. Regular figures in this line typically start around $100 and can go all the way up and surpass $300 for their maximum line. And that's their super high quality versions like Kaido. Securing these will be a little bit more difficult as well, because not all websites that carry Mega House products will carry Portrait of Pirates. If you happen to ever miss out on a pre-order on any of these Portrait of Pirates figures, then please be prepared to pay resale, because Mega House doesn't really re-release anything, usually. Recently I saw a Maximum Jinbei resell for about $1,500, so be prepared. Last word of caution if you're gonna go down this route, Mega House has a nasty habit of starting a set and then never finishing it. This has happened multiple times, so I wouldn't expect your entire crew to come together. There's many times when Frankie, Brooke, and even Usopp don't get a figure at all, just because they're either too big or not popular enough. Before we finish out the video with what I consider the absolute pinnacle of One Piece collecting, I would like to share a few honorable mentions that have been sadly discontinued. Mega House's Real McCoy line. These were all discontinued back in 2012, but they had a really unique diorama style to them, and they were all based off of cover pages in the manga. They even did a collaboration with the streetwear brand Mastermind Japan. And a bit of a personal choice because I love Chopper, we have Brand Pesto's premium Chopper figures. These were also discontinued in 2012, and there wasn't very many of them at all. I think about 4 of them. Really cute, larger choppers, a little bit bigger than Portrait Pirate style, and they were all diorama style as well. It's a shame because I think they would have sold really, really well if they continued this line. Please bring them back. I would love more Choppers. Finally, to round out the video, we have One Piece Resin Statues. These typically come in 2 flavors, licensed and unlicensed. I'm not going to go down the moral dilemma about which one you should get, that's completely up to you. The licensed ones typically start around $1,000 or higher. Yeah, they'll cost you a lot. Both do share a few similarities though. They are incredibly beautiful works of art, are super limited, and are really, really, really heavy because of the material they're made out of. Your regular online retailer will not be stocking any of these, so you're gonna have to go to a statue-specific website to hunt these down. Here are a few licensed brands that you might want to keep an eye out for. Number 1, Sume Art. They are a French manufacturer with an amazing pedigree of making beautiful statues. Number 2, Jime Palace. This guy over here is from them, and they primarily specialize in villains, but they recently started making some straw hats as well. Number 3, Unique Art Studio. They have an amazing line of 1/4 scale straw hats and a boa Hancock. They look amazing. Check them out. Number 4, we have Soul Wing. They have they're going to release a Marco very soon, and a beautiful Shirahoshi has been announced. Both very stunning pieces. And number 5, the last one I think you should keep your eye out on, is Revive Studios. There's a beautiful white beard that I may have pre-ordered from there, and it's definitely the best one, hands down. No contest, the best one. These aren't all the licensed statue companies out there, but it should help whet your appetite a little bit. Hopefully this video helped you guys navigate the turbulent waters of One Piece collecting. And if it did, please consider giving me a like. I'm also kind of curious which line you guys prefer the most, or if it's something I haven't mentioned yet. Leave me a comment down below. And if you guys haven't gotten enough of your One Piece fix, I'll leave a massive playlist over there, so go check that out. My name is Derek, and happy collecting. See you guys.